Hey everyone, this is episode 2 of Important Tax Tips. I want to focus on new tax law and recent updates. Alright, each year the U.S. Treasury and the IRS establishes tax rate adjustments based upon the Consumer Price Index, or CPI, and other factors deemed appropriate. Alright, so what we are going over is the changes that were affected in the Secures and the CARES Act. The Secures Act of 2019 and the CARES Act of 2020. Some of the changes are still in place from the tax law changes that were established in 2018 as well. So we'll just dive in. The dependent exemption is still eliminated. There is no dependent exemption for tax year 2020. Instead, you may qualify now for child tax credit. Child tax credit was increased from $1,000 to $2,000, and this is for children under 17, your dependents that you claim under the age of 17. But with the child tax credit change, what they did is the income now that qualifies for this credit phases out at $400,000 for joint filers, $400,000 a year for joint filers, and $200,000 a year for single filers. All right, so this credit now is available to more taxpayers than what it used to be. Also, the law introduced a $500 credit for other dependents. Other dependents would be children in your home over 17 that you still claim as a dependent. It also could include elderly parents, etc. Okay. To touch a little bit on the child tax credit, there is the additional child tax credit, which is up to $1,400 for refundable credit. Excuse me. All right, so that's that on the child tax credit and the dependent exemption. Another important one that has been brought up in conversation from some of my clients is mortgage interest. So if you itemize, you can deduct the interest paid on the first $750,000 and mortgage indebtedness. Okay, these are on loans that were taken out after December 15, 2017. And this is on first and second homes. All right. Older loans are grandfathered, so you can still generally deduct up to $1 million in mortgage debt. Deduct interest up to the first $1 million in mortgage debt on loans taken out before December 16, 2017. So for older loans, it's up to the first $1 million in mortgage debt, and that's before December 16, 2017. Loans purchased after December 15, 2017, you can deduct the interest on the first $750,000 of that mortgage of that mortgage loan. Alternative minimum tax. This is for people that are in the higher tax brackets. Okay, AMT is now it's based around your taxable income, which makes it better for those who fall in that category. Okay, so the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act legislation increased the individual AMT, which is the alternative minimum tax, exemptions amounts using a different inflation measure that will result in smaller increases than under the previous method used. The exemption and phase outs are based on taxable income. Okay. Now, the phase out threshold reduces the exemption by 25% on every dollar above the threshold. All right. This provision that was put in place eliminates affecting middle income households who were actually never the target for AMT. All right, so if you need professional tax preparer, you're in a higher tax bracket, you need some support, you can definitely contact me, and we can get your taxes done correctly and calculated correctly for the AMT portion that you may be responsible for, being in that higher income bracket. All right. Now, some things that we actually lost, and that's going to be unreimbursed employee expenses. So those employee expenses, like for little classes that you may take to, better your experience in your job, those are no longer deductible on the taxes at all, period. Moving expenses have been eliminated for everyone except members of the military. Okay, so if you move from one job, relocate, those moving expenses are no longer deductible unless you are a member of the military. Okay. Now, tax preparation fees were also eliminated, so you are no longer able to deduct the amount of the tax preparation fee. And even if you're self-employed, you cannot deduct that on the 2020 taxes. All right. So that's all I'm going to do today, because I want to make sure my videos are not too long so I don't lose your interest. My business is KJD Business Solutions. I do taxes, I do bookkeeping, I do titles for dealers, and different multi-services that I do provide. I can be reached at 832-994-4409. You can find me on Instagram at KJD Business Solutions, also on Facebook and Twitter. My website is www.kjdsolutionsforbusinesses.com. If you want to get started on your taxes and you want a contact list option, you can use my mobile app link that I will post after this video. Thank you, and have a good day.